after a long time. You remember? So, hi, Professor Chandan. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, how you doing, everyone? Hope you're doing
Yeah,
great
I'm doing
on the
good.
Sunday morning
Yeah,
time.
doing, it's Sunday morning there, and it's a Sunday evening in India. This time here.
Okay.
All right. So, that before we start, I would like to share a few things with our viewers. That guys, today we are going to discuss a very important topic, and topic is about how to crack interviews. Today, you are a student, you are a professional, or you are a businessman, whatever you are. The most important thing is that somehow, somewhere, if you are a businessman, you need to hire the people. And if you are looking for a job, then you need to give the interview. So, most important is that you need to learn how to give interview and how to take interview. So, today we are going to discuss both the aspects. So, guys, the one thing I would like to share with everybody that do you know that today India is facing a huge problem, and that is the problem of unemployment. Today, the rate of unemployment in India is 23.5%, which is the highest in the history in the India in the last 72 years. That is the highest in the history of India. 72 years history, 23.5% unemployment rate. So today, everyone needs a good job, everyone needs a business, and everyone needs a earning, a livelihood to earn the bread and butter for the family for the survival. So we have a great personality with us, Professor Chandan Singh, who is live from Canada, Ontario, with us. So I'd like to welcome Professor Chandan with us. So, Professor, how about you? What do you think about that people? Why people are not able to crack interviews? Why they are having a lot of problems and they have a complaint that the time they see the interviewer in front of them, they lose the confidence and they feel like there is a ghost sitting in front of them. So, how about your
Okay.
opinion for those people?
Thank you very much indeed. Yeah. So I'll say the great morning to each and every one of you. To I like to, uh, you know, uh, talk about the interview skills today, which are very important. Okay. So first of all, before proceeding further, we need to understand the difference between the hard skills and the soft skills. Okay, these are the core part of the interview. People, they are not actually they have the hard skills like a degree, they have whatever the hard skill they learn, like coding. If they are software engineer, they have good
Mhm.
knowledge of technical skills. If they are accountant, they have good knowledge of the account. But what matters to them a lot when they go in the company is the soft skills. Now, what soft skill is that matter? I'm telling you guys, your 70% that matters your soft skills when you work, the time you enter into the company or any organization. So your soft skill matters. And before that, the criteria to enter into the organization is the hard skill which you have. So how to boost up that soft skill that matters? It can be your team skill, it can be your leadership skill, it can be your intrapersonal skill, self-talk, how you recognize yourself, and
Mhm.
interpersonal skill, the communication between that you have, right? Your communication skill, your business skill, everything that matters, when you enter into the organization. So you need to work on your soft skills too much. And
Right.
this is the era where maximum people I have seen, they failed not because of their degree, they failed because of their skills, what they possess, while going through the interview. They get fear, or there are many things that contribute. We will discuss about it in now.
All right. So that's a wonderful the advice which you have given. The people need to understand between the two skills, the hard skills and the soft skills. So people they are taking the
Exactly.
so people are having the educational degrees. They have degrees for the
Yeah.
MBA, for the BTech, and for the MA, and there are a lot of professional degrees like MCOM as well. But the problem is that
Exactly.
people don't understand that only degree is not sufficient. The top companies in the
Yeah.
world, we have SpaceX, we have Google, we have Facebook, and lot more companies in the world, they are not looking for the degrees. Their founder Elon Musk, the Bill Gates, and the Mark Zuckerberg, they have very clearly said that they are not looking for the educational degree and the qualification. They are looking for the skill and the talent in the people. So what people don't work on the soft skills and the talent and the skill. So that they need to understand. Even Elon Musk, the founder of the SpaceX, he clearly said that don't confuse education between the schooling. So education and schooling both are different. So the education is something that even you don't have a degree, but you have worked on your skill, you have worked on your talent. That's what the education is all about. So that's a wonderful advice from your side, that we need to understand that what is the difference between the hard skill and the soft skill, and people need to focus more on the soft skill today. And today the best example in India, I would say, because as a youth, as a young, the best example in India is the founder of the Oyo. The founder of the Oyo is the best example in India. He's one of the youngest guy, one of the youngest person, and he did not completed his graduation. Without completion of the graduation, how he would a big empire like Oyo. So today people need to understand that yes, the soft skill is more important than the hard skill. So, Professor Chandan, I would like to say that today you are going to share the 10 tips, the 10 secrets of cracking the interviews with our viewers and with our students. So, what is the, yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. You were right. So, like, I'll add a little bit on your points, what you said
Yes,
about the
yes,
soft
please.
skills. I'll tell you one example, guys. Now, in order to swim into the river, if you want to swim into the water, you need to, you need to practice on that. Okay, that's your hard skill when you utilize your potential, your energy when you go into the swimming pool. But what is more important here is you need to know swimming, the art of swimming. Till the time you don't know the techniques, how you can save yourself from drowning into the water. So that matters too much. I mean to say, your soft skill that matters. You need to learn the art of swimming before going into the water. Okay,
Yeah,
same
yeah.
here. When you go into the organization, your skill matters. It can be any skill. I'm not talking about a particular skill that you need. Skill is a very vast topic where you need to should have the mastery over your negotiation skill. So when you're working in a team, you need to learn how to negotiate, right? Conflict management. You need to know when it's very common in the company. If you're working, you might be working in different platform. Doesn't matter if you're engineering, if you're from the engineering background, if you are from the accounting background, if you are from any background. But this is confliction is very common among the people or among the team, you can say. So how to manage that conflict, that is very important. So any kind of skill, soft skill that you can learn, that's the first asset that you get.
All right.
So
So,
today, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So,
go ahead,
Professor,
please.
the people have been waiting for a long time, because we told everybody almost 1 week back that we are going to do it. In the last
Yeah.
conversation, when we were discussing about the importance of communication, the art of communication, on that time, the Deepak
Mhm.
Kaushik, he made a one request that he would like to have some tips from your side about how to crack interviews,
Mhm.
because he's an MBA guy. He's in BTech and he's an MBA graduate. So there are a lot of BTech and the MBA people, they have a big job crisis today. The reason is, that today India is suffering with the highest unemployment rate in the history of India. That is 23.5% unemployment rate in the month of May. And but in the month of June, we have improved as per the government data. So now the businesses are opening again. And as we need to understand that we need to learn how to take the advantage from the adversity, the opportunity from adversity. So today, I would like to say that what will be the first tip, what you would like to give to our viewers about how to crack the interviews out of the 10 tips? What is the first tips you would like to give to our viewers? Yeah,
Yeah,
Professor.
sure. So there are many things which are having equal value when you go for the interview. So the first tip that I like to give you from my side would be that before going for an interview, it's very important for you to create a portfolio for yourself. Okay,
Okay,
I
okay.
hope many of you, like, I'm not sure about it, like in India, people they do not consider it a
Portfolio.
very important asset, but in yeah in our country here, like, we bother too much about it because this is something which shows your professionalism about your interview. Okay, like the interviewer who is going to take your interview wants to know how serious you are for the interview that you're going to. Okay, and so creating a portfolio. Now, what this portfolio is all about it, like when you create a portfolio that includes your resume, you can customize the opportunity. Like sometime what happens, when people they go for they see the job description, what they see there. Okay, so when you see the job description on the company job, whatever the job you're getting up, you can modulate a little bit your resume with that. Okay, so that gives a better sense. There are some like here in our country we have ATS that call tracking systems. So what they do, the people like the interviewer, they never go through your resume first. They scan your resume. That's through the
mm,
software. Okay, so what that software does, that scans your all the abilities and your job description. So if they feel about 70% your score is coming up while matching the resume with their job description, then they call you for the next round of the interview. That's the first process. As a matter of fact, this part is not done in the India. They check your resume and they call you for that. But this is very
all
important
right,
to understand whether my job description matching with that. That's the first part of the
all right,
portfolio. Okay, editing your
right.
resume and customizing your resume as per the company job description. Second, you can attach the cover letter. Cover letter is very important, which gives a kind of good idea, in the mindset of the interviewer when they see your
All
cover letter. So that creates a better impact. Third, you can create a reference. So reference is something which is very important, a kind of recommendation letter. You can create a recommendation letter from your previous organization and present to or when you go to the company, you can present there.
So
So recommendation letter.
the first point, the first point which you have, the first advice which you have given to our viewers, that is, prepare your portfolio. The portfolio
Yeah,
is the first
exactly.
advice which you are giving to the all the
Yeah,
viewers, right? And after the portfolio,
yeah.
what about the second advice? How about the advice two?
So the second advice that I have to tell you from my side is practice your answers, guys. This is research the company, or I like to say practice your answers. Many people
Mhm,
I've seen in my life, they go for the interview, but they are not prepared. They simply ask one small question: "What do you know about
mhm,
our organization?" And they are blank. They're absolutely
mhm,
blank. They don't know what to say at that time. So a person who is going for the interview, he doesn't know even anything about the company, how the person can
mhm.
get success. Tell me, right? So this
Right.
is very important. This is your homework before going for the interview. Research the company, understand about the company, where they are standing right now, what are their competitors. Okay, what value you can contribute to the company if you are hired. So, right, you can contribute any value. It depends on the profession that you're choosing up, but how you can create a value to the company. They're gonna ask you this question: that why should I hire you? That's the first question, right? They ask you, why should I hire you? Why do you feel you're fit for this role? Okay,
That's
if
the
you
most important question. That's the most important question our viewers would be looking for. That almost every company asks this question, or the most of the profile they are asked this question, that why should I hire you? That what
exactly.
is the something you have, that why should I hire you? And the people get puzzled and
Hmm.
people get terrified when they hear this answer and the questions. They get terrified. They are blank. So how they can deal with the situation, Professor?
Dealing with this question is a really easy task, despite the fact that you know how to speak up on that. Okay, you need to learn a little bit modulation. So how you can modulate by your own. For
Mm,
example, if that's cool. Let's take an example of the call center where people they go for getting a job.
mm,
Okay, I've seen personally while taking when I was back in India. So I used to take the interviews of many people at the time. I've seen I when I used to ask them why should I hire you, I used
mm,
to listen this kind of answers from them. They used to say, "You should hire me because I'm hardworking." So I used to ask one question: Do you really feel
mm,
you're hardworking? So they say,
mm.
"Yeah, I'm very hardworking." So I like to say, I used to say to them at that time, So I think I should better hire a donkey, right? Because he's very hardworking. He works from morning till evening. So that's better that I should hire. Then I asked them. I used to ask them, "Do you feel
Don't you
hard
think
work is a key of
it's
success?"
a humiliating and embarrassing for others?
Of course, yeah. This
Yeah.
should, yeah. They feel some time. They feel some time. I used to ask
All
them, "Do you feel hard work is a key of success?" They were saying, "Yeah, I feel that hard work is a key of success." Then I responded them, if hard work is a key of success, I think that donkey should be the king of animals.
right.
Lion sleeps
Absolutely.
for 19 hours, still
Yeah.
called king of jungle. So what
Yeah.
matters is your soft skills. Never give this answer like I'm hardworking. I can work for 18 hours for the no company wants you to work for 18 hours.
Yeah.
They never need such kind of people who work for 18 hours. Why should you work for 18 hours? Okay, they need a person how your capabilities, your abilities are matching with the company. So let's take an example. If you are going for an interview in the call center, if they ask you this question, why should I hire you? You can ask them that you should hire me because I'm the person you're looking for. My qualification suits your needs. I'm action focused and result oriented person. I have customer handling skills. I can maintain a good rapport with the customers while talking. I
Mm,
know how to show the politeness towards the customer. Okay,
mm,
these are something you show your soft skills. What you can do. I have good listening skill. I can understand the behavior of the customer while
mm.
listening. I listen the problem of the customer, then responding in a very polite manner and sorting out their queries. So if you're
Right.
working in this sector, if you're working in the banking sector or you're going through a role of the business analyst or anything, so if they ask you why should I hire you, just prepare some topic key points from your side. You should hire me because of this reason. I have I've seen many confliction. I can handle a confliction in the team at very short span of time by using
Right.
my skills. Okay, I can do multitasking at the same time. I can manage a team in a proper way when the manager is not available there. So I do have team handling skills. So
All right.
all the categories of the skills you can show there.
So you are trying to say, Professor, that it doesn't matter. The company doesn't want a person who sits on a chair for 18 hours. What company wants? Company wants output. Company wants productivity. That how much
Exactly.
one person is
Exactly.
productive. Because company never wants a
Exactly.
liability. Company always wants assets. So we need to say that I'm going to
Great.
prove myself as an asset for the organization, and I'm not going to be a liability,
Yeah.
and I'm going to be productive.
Yeah.
And so
Ex-
that's the wonderful advice from your side. So the first advice you have given to our viewers, that is prepare your portfolio and dress professionally. And the second advice
yeah.
which you have given, that is practice your answer and research the company. Because when people
This
research
is
the
very
company,
important.
yeah, when people research the company, so they have the right answer. They have a right answer that why
Mhm.
should I hire you? So they can match their skill with the
Exactly.
company needs. So that's very important for the viewers, that
Exactly.
match your skill with the company needs. So when you research the company, when you go behind the history of the company, you understand that yes, what company needs and what is your talent, how you can
Yeah.
cater the company. So, Professor, how about
Exactly.
the third advice? Yeah,
So the
after the
third
two advice,
advice that I like to give to all these students. Yeah. Am I audible to you now?
yeah, absolutely, Professor, you're perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. Your
The
video
voice
is
is perfect.
paused actually. Yeah.
All
Okay.
right, but
Actually, your
that's perfect.
video is paused
Yeah.
there. Okay, okay, perfectly
Mhm.
fine.
Go ahead.
So
Go
the
ahead.
third tip I like to give to all the students is that there is a formula, guys, which I follow in my life too, and I hope this formula can work in a very good way in your field too. So the formula I like to give you to clear the interview is PEE formula. Okay, so what did that
Okay.
PEE stand for? The P stand for point. Any question is being asked to you,
All
you
right.
need to respond in this way. Use the PEE formula. P stand for point, give the point, okay, as per the requirement of the company. Then explain the same point in detail. Then example, give
Mm-hmm.
example from your previous organization. about that point. All right. So this is very important. PEE formula. Relate everything. Whatever the question is being asked to you, like they want to say how well you performed in your last organization. So give the point, explain the same point, and then example from your previous organization. That will give a fascinating, look when you go for the interview. So I would like to say third
Mm.
point is the PE. Follow the rule of PEE.
Okay, so the third formula is the PEE formula, right? So the PEE
Yeah, yeah,
formula stands
yeah.
for the point, explain,
For,
an
yeah,
example.
yeah.
That first people
Yes,
need to find one
exactly.
particular point, and then they need to explain
Yep,
that point. And after explaining that point,
yep,
they need
exactly.
to give one example which is connected to the point. So that is the
Yeah,
formula
yeah,
for all the viewers
exactly.
from Professor Chandan. That it is a point
Like,
and then explain.
let me tell you what
Yeah,
example.
please go ahead.
Okay, let me tell you example. For example, if the interviewer is asking to you, you know, do you think that you are a team player? All right. So in this case, or let's take an example. They ask you, how do you manage the stress? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
do you think that you can handle the stress? So you can simply answer that, yeah, I think I can handle the stress and at very short span of time, because I consider stress as a catalyst which increase my rate of reaction and gives me a kind of booster or gives me a better way to perform. I thrive under the pressure. So you can, this is the point. When you make the point, then explain the same point. I like to tell you, I like to relate it with my last organization, so where I was working as whatever the designation that you were having. Okay, am I audible to you now? Hello. Hello, hello.
Yeah, Professor, you are audible to me.
Okay, all right. So when you
So that
talk
is
about the
the
PEE
yeah.
form, so you can relate the
Uh-huh.
point. You
Yeah,
can
go
give the
ahead.
point from your last organization. So you can explain the same point in
Mhm.
detail, how you used to, handle stress in the last organization. Then you can give your example from there. All right. So that will
Mhm.
give a
Yeah.
better sense to the interviewers to understand you better way.
Mhm. All right, fine. So when somebody is asking you the question about the stress, so stress is the point, and what do you think about the stress is all about? That is the explanation.
How
And
do you handle?
how did you
Yeah.
handle? And how did you handle the stress in the past in your life? That's going to be an example. So
Yeah.
point, explain,
Exactly.
an example. That is a PEE formula which our viewers need to understand. All right, that's
Exactly.
really a phenomenal enlightenment from your side, Professor Chandan. So, Professor Chandan,
Yeah.
that how about the advice number four?
So the advice number four that I to give you when you go for the interview, now you're prepared enough. You have researched the company, you have taken all the points of the company, their competitors, what are the challenges the company is facing right now. You have gone through all the interview questions what they ask you generally. All right. Now once you are prepared
Hmm.
for the interview, when you go for the interview, what matters too much is the first impression that comes, guys. Your 90%, your 90%, impression that goes for your first expression that you create, first impression that counts in the company.
All
What is that first
right.
impression is how you speak there, your nice handshake and your smiling, personality that matters too much. Okay, your politeness, how well you smile, and how nice handshake that you can have in the company, that matters too much. So when you go for the interview, just have a nice handshake. Make sure that should be a firm or global handshake. Okay, I explained you last time the different types of the handshake. So your firm handshake that matters too much. Okay, so this is very important to have a with a smile, but don't laugh. There's a difference between smile and laugh. Okay, you just have to smile, pleasing smile in the during the interview. Then you can speak very politely. You can greet them with the good morning, afternoon, or evening, whatever the time is. That matters. The first impression goes from here. So that's my next tip. Nice handshake with the politeness and smile, and be energetic in yourself. Don't show yourself I'm a lazy kind of person. Okay. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. 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 So the advice number five, yeah, am I audible to you? Okay, okay. So the next thing that I like to tell you from my side would be that, remove your hesitation. This is very common thing, guys. It doesn't matter how confident you are before going for the interview. So you might be very confident. But I've seen many people when the time they face the interviewer, they get nervous. Okay, a kind of phobia that they get it. All right, if I be wrong, or whether I would be selected here or not, or maybe something wrong may happen. The other person may get hired. I would not get hired. Any perception that comes in your thought, which makes you, a kind of having fear inside your body, then you won't be able to speak up properly, right? So hesitation comes. So you need to get rid of that hesitation, guys. This is very important. Now, what you can do to remove the hesitation, many people I've seen, they are not public speaker. Okay, they never face people like interviewer. So what you can do, you can use your power of visualization. So when you are in your room, just speak up in front of the mirror. Just take care. Just speak like an interview. Okay, consider yourself that you are sitting in front of the examiner, or you can ask your friend to come in your home, take your interview, just like a real interview. Okay, record your interview with the video recording, then check that video how well we perform in the interview. That will boost up your confidence while going for the interview. Okay, so this is very important, guys. Yeah, yeah, and this one, yeah, and this one, when you speak, yeah, when you speak up in front, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That maintain the eye contact, and you need to learn from your own practical experience as well. That's the reason I said before that if you are in your room, just stand in front of the mirror, okay, and consider your reflection as HR or an operation manager of the company taking your interview, and then speak up all the answer. Why should I hire you? You should hire me because of blah blah blah, blah things. Okay, are you a team player? Yes, I do consider myself as a team player because of reasons. Okay. All right. Whatever the questions that you have related to the interview, just prepare sitting in your home, considering your reflection, your reflection as the interviewer. Okay. Now, one important thing I like to tell you guys, I hope I'm audible to you, right? Are you able to hear me? Okay. So I've seen many organizations like top branded companies, like if you talk about the Google, if you talk about the Yahoo or big organization, they have the psychologists too. The HR who gonna take your interview, they can understand your behavior. Okay, they are taught their behavior, how to identify the behavior of the person. If I'm lying, if I'm hesitate, or if something is wrong with me, they can perceive it through your expressions. Like for example, I'll tell you one example right now. When you speak something and you lie, many people they do that. Am I clear to you now? Am I audible to you? Hello. Okay. Yeah, I think there is a glitch coming up. Red glitch. So, mhm. Alrighty, no problem. That's all right. So in the I was saying one line. So Many HR, they are trained on understanding the behavior of the person. Okay, how they understand your behavior. For example, you are speaking in front of me, and if you're lying something, okay, so it's general tendency as per the psychology. So in psychology, that matters when you look towards the right side, okay, of your eyes. For example, well, I think, yeah, I was with that couple. When you look towards the right side, that means you're lying. Okay, when you look while speaking, when you look towards the left side of your eyes like this, okay, it shows you are using your subconscious mind. Subconscious means something that you have really done before and you are speaking. So these HR or the company recruiters are trained on these things as well. Okay, for example, this is general tendency, guys. When you shiver, when there is a cold outside, you shiver, right? You keep your head like this. Same way, when you hesitate, you try to pretend something expression that you do with your body language that clearly indicates that you are hesitating, or why you are hesitating. Maybe you are, you're not aware about the answer, or you're lying to the. Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, 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 okay.